Welcome back to the Potential Maximizer podcast. If this is your first time here, I'm really glad you found this space. And if you've been listening for a while, thank you for being part of this journey. The story I'm sharing today isn't about loud transformation, it's about a quiet kind of bravery, the kind that often gets missed unless you're really paying attention. This is the story of Omar. Omar was the kind of guy you trusted with the details. He wasn't flashy, didn't love the spotlight, but when it came to making sure things worked, projects, timelines, handoffs, he delivered. Every time. He wasn't the one people looked to for the big idea. He was the one who made sure the big idea actually got done. And over time, people came to see him only as that. Reliable, quiet, background. And that's where things began to crack, because under all that structure and reliability, Omar had ideas too. It started during a regular Monday sync. The team was stuck trying to brainstorm a new campaign angle. Everyone was tossing out half-baked ideas, interrupting, circling back. Omar had been sitting on something, an insight he'd quietly pieced together the night before. And for the first time in a long while, he spoke up. His voice was soft, measured. But the idea, it was sharp, insightful. It floated for a second, then disappeared. Nobody acknowledged it. 10 minutes later, someone else rephrased the same idea. With more energy, more volume, everyone jumped in. Brilliant! Let's run with that! Omar sat back, smiled politely, said nothing. But inside, something sunk. That night, he told himself quietly, "Don't do that again. You're not that guy." He almost made a pact with himself to stop trying. Let the creatives lead. Stay in your lane. Be the ops guy. It's safer. Easier, less disappointing. But as he sat in his small apartment that night, sipping tea and staring at his cluttered desk, something caught his eye. A notebook, half buried. He pulled it out, flipped to the last page. A line stared back at him, written months ago. "I don't want to be invisible, I want to be useful, fully." It hit harder than expected. He had written that after a frustrating week where he felt overlooked. He'd forgotten all about it. But now, it felt like a quiet whisper from an older version of himself. The next day, he didn't make a big declaration. He didn't tell anyone, but he did something different. He prepared for the next meeting, wrote down his thoughts, practiced how to say them just once or twice in his head. It still felt shaky, but it felt possible. Over the next few weeks, Omar kept showing up. Sometimes his ideas landed, other times they fell flat. He had to wrestle with a new kind of discomfort. Not failure, but visibility. He wasn't used to being seen like this. He got interrupted, overridden, but also occasionally heard. He learned how to clarify his point. He started pairing his thoughts with quick visuals. He asked for feedback from a colleague he trusted, started small conversations outside meetings to test ideas. Progress was slow, but it was real. Then came the invitation. Not from someone else, but from himself. He had an idea for a workshop, something he wished existed. Building systems for creative thinkers. He drafted a pitch, stared at it for days. The day before submitting, he nearly deleted the whole thing. He thought, what if no one shows up? What if they laugh at the idea of me leading it? But then he remembered that notebook line. Not invisible, fully useful. He sent it in. The day of the workshop, Omar stood in front of 20 people. His hands were cold, his notes lightly shaky, but he spoke, steady, clear. He didn't try to be inspiring, he just explained what he had learned, and people leaned in. Afterward, a woman from another department approached him. She said, "I didn't think someone like me could do this kind of work, but the way you explained it made me think maybe I actually can." He nodded quietly, but inside he felt something shift, because once he had been her. Weeks passed. Omar didn't become the star of the company, but things changed. He volunteered to open team meetings now. He started mentoring a junior colleague who reminded him of himself. He even posted on the internal forum, "For the quiet thinkers, your ideas are valid. Speak them even if they shake." A month later, during a product review, Omar noticed something familiar. A new hire timidly pitched an idea and got ignored. Omar raised his hand. "I just want to go back to what Maya said a minute ago. There's something really smart in there." He gave her idea space, and the room followed. In that moment, Omar wasn't just someone who found his voice. He became the one who helped others find theirs. So why am I telling you all this? Because most of us have that moment, the one where we speak up and get overlooked, where we try and start to believe it's not for us. But maybe your weakness isn't weakness at all. Maybe it's just a strength in its early stages, something unfamiliar, something uncomfortable, something that with time becomes part of the reason you're unforgettable. So if there's something pulling at you, don't ignore it. You don't have to shout, you just have to keep showing up. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next episode.